Greetings, warriors. How are we all? Oh. Bend over. Just joking, don't worry. You don't actually have to do that. Unless you want to. And that's your kind of thing. Today I thought I'd undercoat this lovely, cheeky red gobbo. So literally, I've bought one of these every single Christmas. And they're all still in the boxes, even with the plastic on. And this year I'm destined to get it done. Not the best conditions for undercoating. It is very, very cold. I don't know if a lot of you guys follow my Instagram page. If you don't, go over and follow at Topink Fitness. But I've done a post recently about actually getting quite a lot of hate online for liking the plastic crack and playing with war dollies. Is there any problem with it? I don't think so. But there's a lot of insecure grown men out there that seem like they have a real problem with it. So I decided to name and shame them on an Instagram post. The feedback I got was absolutely amazing. And it makes me truly love this hobby even more, that there's wicked people involved in it. I'll pop up some of the comments now on the screen. Have a little read. It's just crazy. I just don't understand it. How you would ever have a problem with someone's hobby to then actually take your time out of your day. Obviously, you're not doing anything in that day. That's why you probably have plenty of time, because you're probably not doing anything. You're probably just a bit of a loser sitting there scrolling, watching Netflix all day. I was going to say Jeremy Kyle, now that's a throwback. All daytime TV. No hate against daytime TV, obviously. It's like if you enjoyed the hobby of bowls, I would just think, great, mate, keep on rolling those heavy marbles. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. I just can't get my head around that because we either paint or play with these amazing war dollies, that some grown men really get their knickers in a twist. You know what I mean? It's like I've slapped their mum or something. And I think that post also resonated with a hell of a lot of you because, look, let's face it, a lot of us got into this when we were at school. Some people have got bullied. Some people have had traumatic events over enjoying a hobby. And it may be Warhammer, it may be D&D, it may be Star Wars, it may be playing computer games, whatever it is. Some people just seem to sometimes have a problem with that. But look, don't listen to them because they're losers, number one. And number two, hate always travels up, never down. Look, I can laugh it off, I've got fairly thick skin. I've been a one-to-one PT for over 10 years and now online for a few years too, and I've had it all. Explicit messages, explicit photos, trust me, messages, hate, everything. Like, I've got a thick skin now, I can learn to kind of laugh it off. But a lot of you probably can't, and you shouldn't have to just laugh it off. Nearly done. I'm not getting any on my camera. This is such a fun model, by the way. So I'm going to try and get this all done in one day. So I'm probably going to contrast it, or contrast plus. So bit of contrast, go in, a little bit more detail here and there. Finally get it on the mantelpiece for Christmas. The little bit of Christmas cheer we all need, especially when I've had a bunch of lunatics commenting on my posts. Anyway, that's enough of me playing around my war dollies for today. I'm off to the gym. It is pool day. Let's make games for the Emperor, or Horus, or Fulgrim, whichever way you swing. Oh, got to be getting that pre-workout in. Classic. Just a wee little scoop. That'll do. Ooh, so nice. It's so cold, I feel like I've just got to warm myself up on my radiator before I go. Oh, it's lovely. Ooh, it's like a warm hug. It is cold, but it is very sunny today. Off to David Lloyd's, like I said, to train pool. I need to get back on my Black Library audiobooks. Proves how much a hobby. So when I used to paint, I would always used to put a Black Library audiobook on and just have it in the background. I can't seem to concentrate on any other way. Does anybody else struggle with that? But when I'm painting models, I seem to like really focus and just listen. I want to be listening a bit more to them. I feel like I'm missing out. So on my car journeys, going to and fro from the gym, I've started listening to a few audiobooks. So what should I choose today? This is what we got. So I've been listening to the Devastation of Baal. Probably should get on that. Why isn't it zooming in? I've only got 3 hours left. Avenging Sun or Krieg. I should probably crack on with this.
Made for this kind of war. Frustration worsened their rage.
Yes.
We
This
are
doesn't
holding
get
them
you
in
hyped
place,
up
my
before
lord,
training.
insisted Dentinus.
I don't think anything
keep the
would,
stair
right?
free.
So first of all, I like to warm up on the treadmill, respond to some DMs, look at my numbers from my previous session. First of all, we'll start with lat pull downs using straps, obviously, but here I had to focus in because I had a very unflattering builder's bum, and no one wants to see that, I'm sure. So again, as always with lat pull downs, you really want to focus on that eccentric loading, big stretch at the top. Think about driving that bar down to the chest and bringing your chest to the bar at the end of the movement. Done quite well on this one, on this session. I actually got a few reps more than I did last week. Going into my second top set and my last set, obviously I made sure the builder's bum was not present here. No crack for this one. So I think I can't remember, I think I got 8 or 9. I'm hoping I got 9 here. So I think it's about 90 kilos. So chucked on a little bit more weight this time. Again, look guys, heavy sets are all good, but you gotta keep form. So my form actually looks quite good here, but when I was in the set, my hands are moving a bit. My elbow drive just felt a little bit off. So remember, you've got to keep that standardized form. But actually looking back here, it doesn't look too bad. Did you count? I didn't count. How many did I get? Second movement, and I'm loving this one at the moment. It's a bit of a faff to set up, but it is well worth your time. So this is a chest supported Smith row. So as you can see, I'm using a mat just to protect your chest there. So with this movement, you're basically taking a lot of the axial loading out of the movement. So lower back and kind of midsection loading like you would a barbell row. And look, that's a pro and a con at the end of the day. But here I'm basically trying to get as much stabilization as possible so I can get as much drive and output as possible. And you can connect with your back so much better by doing this because, again, you don't have to stabilize as much because you're driving the chest into that bench, and you can just really think about driving the elbows, getting a nice squeeze at the top, and really thinking about that stretch at the bottom as well. So on to, well, I thought this was my last set, but it's clearly my second set. I did put 10 kilos more on extra than what you see here. You're proving, yeah, mate, that's what they all say. But I did, please believe me. So a little bit heavier here. So again, the only problem is here in the Smith is that the straps can get a bit fiddly. You see there, because you're kind of folding the bar over. It wants to click over because you're strapped up. But anyway, just try and get a good setup before you actually start with this movement, just so you can make every single set count. Because yeah, look, we're taking a lot of that central loading out of this movement, but it's still bloody tough. So you know, you want to make every single rep count here. So trust me, this is one to definitely be adding to your pull days. Next up, we have a dual elbows out row. So this will get into your upper traps and your rear delts a little bit more. As you can see here, I'm fiddling around with the D handles because they're a little bit twisted, and that will really change the lengthening on your right side or your left side. So make sure, take your time, that each one is perfect and it's not kind of twisted up. So this one isn't perfect for me because, as you can see on this cable stack, it's a single pulley. We actually want the dual pulley, because what that's going to allow me to do is have my elbows out at a more of aggressive angle. As you can see here, it kind of wants to fall in a little bit more at the end of the movement. Just with a dual pulley, you'll be completely be able to kind of pull at that wide aggressive angle. So here I'm treating it a bit more just like a normal row. I would rather have my elbows coming out a little bit more of an aggressive higher angle, but this one is great. You can get a really nice stretch, and again, you don't have to go heavy. So here I'm getting about 12-15 reps. You can get really good activation on the back here as well, on the concentric and the eccentric. So give it a go. And any good back day, you do not want to be neglecting your rear delts. So again, I would say if you're strapped for time, you get enough rear delt work in with majority of good rowing movements. But if you have got the time and you do want to up your growth in your rear delts, definitely isolate them. So here I always think about, like, I don't know, drawing a samurai sword or something like that, or a power sword. So as you can see, well, you can't really see in this angle as well, but I'm turned to the side slightly, okay? So that allows me to focus here on that eccentric loading a little bit more. And that's where I pause. And before I pull down, I'm thinking about actually pulling with my rear delt. I'm not just yanking with the elbow. And no pull day is complete without a bit of gunnage, mate. Some arms. So here I'm doing a dumbbell single preacher curl. So I went a bit heavier here, so we're doing 14s, maybe a bit too heavy, maybe. But here you just really want to be focusing on that eccentric loading, on that stretch, fully stretching the bicep head, and just have really good mind muscle connection when you're driving up. Okay, really think about getting that bicep short. So just take your time here, it's brutal. And also, as you can see, I'm really bracing my chest into that pad, and I've even got my other hand under my armpit, and I'm really driving into it. Again, more stability, more output. And you might be asking, are you asking? I think you're asking, why are you doing one at a time? So again, look, if you're a busy guy, if you're strapped for time, I'd say don't do unilateral, do bilateral, so do them at the same time. But again, for me, it's just about balance. My left bicep is a little bit bigger, better activation with it, kind of feel like Popeye. So for me, I've got to throw in some unilateral dumbbell curls in there, just so you have that balance and just so you have that better symmetry. So next up, we've got some cable shrugs, some trappage, some trappage maybe. Got fairly good traps, but I haven't hit them for a while, so I've put this into my rotation. So this one, you want to get a really nice stretch at the bottom, find a good foot position. As you see, I'm kind of going back and forward a little bit, just to that point where I can really feel it in my traps. So you literally want to think like you're pulling that weight up just through your traps, okay? Nothing in the arms, just arms nice and straight and locked in. As you can see, again, I'm trying to find my positioning. This is something new for me. Again, it's fine just to grab some dumbbells, but this is quite nice as well because you can kind of adduct your shoulder blades in a little bit more, so you can get into your kind of overall traps a little bit more, and you can have a bit more control than with dumbbells. And to finish the pull session, we are ending with some forearms, and here I'm doing some rope cable curls. So you want a really nice tight squeeze on the rope there to really hit the forearms. So here I was doing quite high reps, 12 to 15, but you can mix it up with some heavier sets as well. That's pull day done. Let's go home and paint some more dollies. We're back. Good session. Not the most intense session, but not every session has to be like that, trust me. So time to get started on the red gobbo. Shall I say da red gobbo? It's a bit more orcish, isn't it? Right. So, through my treasure trove of probably majority of these are probably dried up. Very bad practice, I know. Problem is I don't have my own hobby space. This is our office. I've got to put stuff in boxes and put it away all the time. I'm very envious of all you guys out there with amazing hobby spaces, all the paint racks on the walls. One day, when we move to our next house, 100%, I'm getting a hobby room. And also my clients, some of my clients have the most insane hobby man caves, literally like chainsaw, bolter guns everywhere. It's mad. Right, so I think I'm gonna start with a silver base to go on him to give it the nice kind of steel metal look, and then we'll put like a red wash over the top of it. Well, this one definitely isn't dry. Oh, hard to open there. Another shake just from doing forearms. That's brutal. All right, let's get some paint on this bad boy. that is kind of the first stage done. So a nice little rough layer with iron breaker. Not too fussed with silver really. Get a second coat down, then we'll get like a little red wash over those metal bits. And what do you think? Do you think this is a hint, this little tin boy here, that we'll be getting some new, well, some throwback new Imperial Guard regiments? What do you reckon? Let me know in the comments below. And also let me all know what you've got on the hobby desk. So look, just going back to what I said at the start of this video about some of the hate I've been getting on my Instagram for doing this very thing, right? Painting and enjoying this wonderful hobby of Warhammer that we're into. And I've been growing my page for quite a while now on Instagram. And yes, I just started as a bog standard fitness coach on YouTube, on Instagram, just doing majority of the same content like everybody else is, right? What not to do's in the gym, and you know what I mean, client testimonials and client results, and that was it. And I started basically showing a bit more of myself on there, what I enjoy to do. And look, that niche of training Warhammer dudes to get in the best shape of their lives has been a game changer for me and for our client base, because it's purely an honest thing from me, right? I love both things. I've been a coach for over a decade now, and I have a skill set that can truly help people change their lives, right? All within the realms of Warhammer. We joke here that it's Warhammer first, fitness second, right? So if I can give back to a community that I'm in, a community that I truly love, well, I'm going to do that, and I don't care what some losers on the internet say. And this is one of the reasons why I built TPF and what we do now. It's so we can give guys who are into this hobby more confidence about themselves, right? Like, luckily I wasn't bullied at school or anything like that for liking Warhammer. I was a bit in kind of every single realm. I was quite good at sports. I was kind of friends with everyone, so I don't think it really mattered for me, rather. But I saw a lot of people getting bullied for it. I was in the Warhammer club, right, in secondary school. I actually won a little conversion competition, which was pretty cool. A little orc on top of a Space Marine bike, I think, with like, you know, you do the classic flames with the wall. And I actually won. I can't remember what I won. Probably a box of Space Marines, right? Big shout out to Mr. Wormsley. He ran our Warhammer club. Anyway, but I know some people that were bullied for it, right? And like, it's just unacceptable, especially now. Bullying's always unacceptable, right? Even now when we're adults, but it still happens, okay? And like, I truly do understand now why people come off social media, right? And it's only in the last kind of month that I've had comments directly about Warhammer. You always get guys messaging you, not agreeing with your training or this or that. They think they know it all. Cool, whatever. I'm happy to have that discussion. But when it comes to people just outright chatting shit, who haven't got a clue, and to be fair, probably should give this wonderful hobby a go. It might help them relax a bit. And that's why we built TPF, to create a safe space to help nerdy guys and guys who are into their Warhammer feel like getting jacked, getting fitter, getting in the best shape of life is for them. Because a lot of you guys might have still have holdbacks from school, right? You know what I mean? Bullied by the jocks or the sporty kids at school, getting picked last for sports, all of these things. And this can also come back later on in life, because those bullies clearly haven't grown up, have they? And trust me, not everyone who's into this hobby is the stereotypical nerd, kind of myself included, and also tons of the guys who are inside TPF. We've got Marines, we've got police officers, we've got lawyers, we've got doctors, guys who are into the army. We've got all sorts, and we've got some absolute killers as well. So be careful what you comment on next time. And again, we've seen this as well with some of the guys in the community who have reached out and commented on my post. So I'll put them on the screens now so you can have a little read. And this is the thing, like keyboard warriors, they would never say this stuff to your face, right? It's just because they are behind a keyboard or they're on their phone, so they feel like they can. And look, if we're talking about the mental health implications, something that I'm hugely passionate about, like this stuff should not be stood for. because they don't understand the implications that just a single comment could have on someone's day. If they've already had a bad day or they're already struggling with their mental health, they're already feeling low, that one comment could truly tip someone over the edge, and that does happen, right? And also hateful comments like this can stop you truly becoming what you want to become, right? Health, fitness, setting up a Warhammer page, whatever it may be, and whatever hobby you're into, if you've been sent hate messages or jealous messages like this can just stop you being your best, right? Can stop you reaching your full potential. If you want to start a fitness page, if you want to start a Warhammer page, whatever you're into, knitting, crochet, bowls, football, golf, whatever it is, don't let those haters, don't let that tiny minority, because most people are good, I truly believe that. Don't let that tiny minority stifle what you truly want to become and the potential that you can reach. Because if I stopped every time I got a message, every time someone commented on one of my posts or sent me a weird DM, it would have stopped me reaching the thousands of guys I've already helped and the hundreds of guys who are in TPF now, who we're helping to build this amazing community and truly change people's lives. So don't let those damn haters win. And I always want things to come across quite positively, right? That's what I do at the end of the day. I want to help people. So what started with a few negative comments has ended in a really positive light, and that's why I wanted to share it. So whatever you're wanting to do, just do it with passion, do it with honesty, because trust me, it could be the best thing you've ever done. So I'm going to crack on with this bad boy. I'm going to try and actually get this done. Is it possible? Probably not. See you soon.